Hello everyone, I'm the Wizard and we are going through my favourite pairs, ready for the start of what hopefully will be a good sort of log of keeping track for Starfish Prime. Our aim is that I will regularly run through these pairs and I will regularly record them, and that people will be able to see the progress of trades over time. And currently you're looking at my chart, it's ORD-CAD on the 4 hour. I will list the indicators I've got quickly. So I have this, which is BJTSI, all completely standard. I have logistics map index with some slight settings changes on standard, but nothing major. I have a Madrid moving average ribbon, which was completely standard. And then I have Pip Hunter baseline overlay. The link will be in the description if you want to get hold of Pip Hunter. As you can see, I've basically turned almost everything off. Just a few last things, such as the candle colours and the chaos channel. So I shall start running through these pairs. I will talk my way through them, see what I do and don't like as I go through my standard top-down analysis as I normally would, and then hopefully in the middle of all this we'll be able to find some entry on one of these pairs. So we're starting off with your ORD-CAD. This is the 4 hour. Now we can see that it's crossed down below the Madrid moving average ribbon, and we've got a star printed. Logistics map has turned bearish and has been bearish for a little bit now. The only thing that is currently missing is our TSI. What would also be nice is if we could get an expansion outside of this chaos channel. However, I'm not overly worried about that right now. Primary thing, and this will probably be in the next video, assuming price continues to move in the direction that it's going at the moment. If price pulls down a little bit further, you might find that in the next video we might get a short entry, just simply because the TSI will have gone red if it continues to move down, at which point we'll be able to start tracking the run. But for now we'll say that there is no entry. Right, the next pair, I should check the daily quickly. The daily, you can see that we've bounced right off of that level. LMI is currently bullish though, so if either of those cases of this going bearish on the daily or the 4 hour changing will be a good reason for us to enter a trade. If we wanted to enter on the 1 hour, we needed to have entered here anyway. So we are too early. Now, ORD-NZD, probably my favourite pair for daily trading, just because it moves nice and smoothly. Currently looks like it's consolidating a little bit at this bottom point. You can see that on the TSI on the 8 hour we've started pulling back up. LMI's been basically flatlining for a while. And again, as we move down through the time frames, you can see that there's nothing major moving. And you're starting to see more signs that you've got small bullish moments in there, such as counter stars and the ingress of bullish movement in the TSI and LMI. If we drop down to the 1 hour, it should be consolidating a lot more, which it is, and those moves are certainly playable, but we're probably not going to go for any. I mean, we could argue that this has had a nice break, retest of that level, and should move. So if we wanted to take a very short-term position, you could take something like this, and we'd just be aiming for like these wicks down here, probably onto that line, and that would be a moderately happy entry. I will mark that like so. We will see if on a lower time frame it looks any bit different. That's been pulling up a little. On the 15-minute, might just be waiting for that entry. Or on the 5 especially, get a nice sniper entry if we wait for the TSI to cross on the 5-minute, and that will look good. I will mark it up as orange, because it will be an order that will probably go out soon, just as a very short-term sort of intraday position. Then on to CHFJPY. You can see on the daily It's having a bit of a pullback and recorrection. You can see that we've come right into this sort of support level. It's running through here. I'll mark it up with a line so you can see it. You can see that we're sort of in and around this sort of area. Anywhere from here to here. It's all technically within a zone if you wanted to mark it in zones. You've got a reasonable extension on the TSI. Could have had some sort of position from when it crossed up here, which would have been on this candle over here. However, it wasn't taken. Due to the extension amount, I would suggest that we'll probably get some sort of pullback before it continues onwards. As you can see on the 8 hour, on the 4 hour, we have had the start of said pullback. The 4 hour does also look like it's about to start pushing for another wave, another 1 hour especially. Again, this might be a move that we catch on a lower time frame. If I jump to like the 5 minute, 5 minute is perfect for an entry right now. So I will set my stop loss just here, 25 pips, more than ample, and we will let this run. If you don't mind, I will be opening MetaTrader on my phone and to place it, CHFWY. And the stop loss will be 118.482, and the trade we will have running to primary target. Will grab those wicks, which is going to take us down to there. Do I want to aim further? It's probably not best to. So we'll just aim for those wicks at 117.538. And I'll mark it in orange, and we will move on to the next pair. And again, this was just by using multi-time frame analysis. We've worked out the move we wanted on the highs, that we're in a long-term downtrend, and then we drop down and see that we've got just the start of an entry where we've broken out of a chaos channel. LMI is bearish, BJTSI has gone bearish, so everything is triggering this very good show. Next we'll move on to Euro-AUD. Euro-AUD has been in somewhat of a bullish swing over the last sort of week or two. Well, last couple of months, all the way back to May. But again, the last few days it's been in another bullish swing. Been progressing nicely. We will drop down a few time frames and see if there's anything we can have. We've seen that on most time frames it is a rather happy thing. We can see that on the 4 hour, the BJTSI is just about to go. However, we've got 2.5, almost 3 hours to the next candle, so it's not worth taking it. And on the lower time frames, our entry would have been about 4 candles ago, but it would have been also heading right into that resistance level, in through here and up to here. So it would have been quite risky. If we drop down a few more time frames, we can see that the option on a TSI isn't quite there, but it could be very, very nearly there. The way I would look to have entered and be holding is I would hold off LMI, but use the TSI for my entry and exit, just purely for an entry, and I'd hold using LMI. So we would have aimed to have grabbed probably this entry over here when both of them lined up, and then I would simply hold all the way through because LMI hasn't crossed back yet. And if not, you can take another entry just on the chaos channel break with both of them supporting. So we can see that on Euro-AUD there is nothing to play for, and we'll jump to the next pair. This is Euro-CAD, and we just had the signal on the end of the last candle for the daily. If I jump to the 5 minute, you can see that everything's kind of pushing already. 8 hour, 4 hour is also waiting on this candle. 5 minute was already started. and the 15 minute, if we're entering on a 15 minute, has also started a few candles ago. So we're just going to mark it in blue and we'll catch it on the next candle, just simply because of the 4 hour. As we can see here, the 4 hour will be closing bullish if it's on the 4 hour, and it also then counts as a chaos channel break as well. Euro JPY, same sort of scenario here. You are looking to cross back, go bearish again on the 4 hour. If we're looking on the daily, see that we've been in a mighty old trend, and again 8 hour is also consistently bearish. The 1 hour we've got a chaos channel break, and based off the last 2 candles we should have more than enough momentum to break through here. If I drop down to the 5 minute, you can see we just closed bearish on the previous candle, so this might also be a good one to look at selling on. Gives us cross pair reference to CHF JPY, as that was also a sell. Stop, we'll probably just run it to about here, and when it comes to a take profit, let's just drag that out quickly. We will slide that to there initially. However, given it's a chaos channel break, we'll probably just aim for 1.5, if not more, and go like so. Euro JPY, I shall go and place that quickly. Uh, 128.336, 127.721, and I'll mark that up in orange because that is a currently active trade. Euro NZD is the flip story to the JPY. Should have entered on the last hourly candle. In fact, we can still enter right now. That'd be perfectly fine. This is also crossing. It's all looking good for that buy. That looks pretty positive as well. Moving. So based off of the 1 hour, I want to take a position. We are going to check the 5 minute, see what we've got going on. We had our cross on the previous 5 minute candle, so it looks like we will take it. Again, this also allows us to hedge against the Euro JPY call. And we'll aim for 70 pips, that'll be more than happy. So Euro NZD, now I need to find that MetaTrader. And we're going to be taking a buy with a stop loss at 1.66905 and a stop loss, take profit of 1.67927. And we will mark that up in orange. And again, this was based off the 1 hour time frame. Could find it ends up going for more, but we'll take other moves as they come to us. We're not going to try and take too much in one hit. So Euro USD is going bearish again on the 1 hour, 4 hour also, 8 hour, and daily is currently a doji. What we find on this one is that we might wait a little bit longer for those 1, 4 and 8 hours to kick back in, just so that we can get a nicer entry. Also, the 5 minute is not ready because it's not breaking out the chaos channel. The 15 minute doesn't look great. So Euro USD in general is just going to be a hold out. GBP CHF, we're running through. You can see massive amounts of consolidation has come right up to the chaos channel and rejected off of it. Onto the 8 hour, you can see that it's been pulling down quite drastically since. The 4 hour it broke through on the previous candle. We could have had an entry off of this candle according to the 4 hour, because that's where everything else lines up. And on the 1 hour you can see that it's had a hefty push, so we'll just leave it alone, let it recorrect and do what it needs to do. Move on to GBP USD. GU on the 1 hour is going to probably cross on the TSI on this candle. 4 hour is already bearish. On the 8 hour it also is nice and positive, and on the daily as well. I would argue that it's still a little bit late of an entry. We might catch it on the 15-minute break instead, or maybe even a 5-minute break. Let's have a look. 5 minutes already broken, so we'll catch it on a 15-minute break at some point, maybe even an hour break, but one of them we will catch it, so we'll mark it in blue, but it's not ready yet. Then we have NZDJPY. NZDJPY, we can see that everything started moving to the point that we can enter just off of the daily if we wished, so I'll mark it up as potential. We'll just run that down to here. This is another one of those smoother moving pairs. That's also relatively positive, it's moving nice and cleanly. This has some good momentum to break through that level, and has started going bearish on the TSI. And on the 1 hour you've got a considerable amount of push there. So if I enter this for our daily move, and this would be a much longer term position, this is NZDJPY. NZDJPY. Trade. And our stop loss will be 77.433. And I'll take profit of 74.649. And we'll mark that up in orange, and away it goes. US 30. US 30 has been in a small downtrend recently. On the hourly, we've just had, just currently got the TSI and LMI both starting to shout bearish. The star has kicked in, so that looks quite positive for an entry. If we move down to the 30 minute, you can see it's also not quite ready because of LMI, and on the 15 minute it is just about ready, however it did not break. And the important thing to note is the lack of breaking here. On the 5 minute it's broken because it's already moved up there, but we are waiting, and it is critical that we get that 15 minute break in case it uses it as support to move further north. USD MXN is going nice and bullish on the 15 minute, but we'll start from the top. So on the high time frames, you've got the daily where it's kicking in nice and bullish. 2 days ago was the perfect entry. That is a nice sign. You can see that it's pushing nicely. Hopefully we can grab an entry off the 4 hour. 4 hour's not quite ready. The 1 hour might. 1 hour has gone. We can grab it off the 1 hour, and we shall. So if we're going to grab it off the 1 hour, we're going to catch a position that's going to look somewhat like this, and then we'll aim for probably 2 times. 2 times brings it up in line with that, which would be perfect. So we will grab orders USD MXN with a stop loss at 20.05128 and a take profit of 20.35881. And we will mark it up in orange. Next we got USD ZAR, another one of my favourite exotics, probably comes second to USD MXN, but USD MXN is something that I've always enjoyed. On the daily, that's nice and bullish. On the 8 hour, we've just had another breakthrough. You can see that nice push, pull back, breakthrough structure going on. 4 hours seems to marry up with that. And then on the 1 hour, if this candle continues like that, you'll find that it breaks its chaos channel. On the 15 minute, you've already had the chaos channel break, so it's not worth looking at. On the 30 minute, you might just be having it, yeah. So we're really looking for the end of this current candle on the 30 minute or on the hourly, so we'll mark it up in blue as it's not quite yet. And then we've got silver and gold. Silver is starting to go bearish again by the looks of it. Starting daily, been bearish for a little bit now, but it was sitting right at support there actually. It's just sitting right on that pivot point. On the 8 hour you can see that it's pulled back, it could consolidate to push back through further. The 4 hour it's doing near enough the same thing. On the 1 hourly you can see that it's trying to push, but you might find it just gets caught up around here. And we'll sit and wait. Also, TSI and LMI are both bullish. Gold, on the 1 hour we've just had our chaos channel break, and it looks like it's moving. 4 hour we've yet to have both LMI and TSI singing the same song. Same on the 8 hour, and on the daily they're still all negative, so overall we've not really got a position of interest there. And that has been all of the pairs I wanted to cover in this first run through of my pairs and what I'm trading and how I'm trading them for Starfish Prime. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment below. If not, I will talk to you in the next one.